Hey everybody, how are ya? I'm like bright and bushy tail this morning, and I was drawing cards and looking at them, and I pulled this card here, love. Yeah, love. I began thinking about love. Love is a spiritual thing because we can't see it. Spiritual things are things we feel, right? Our emotions and stuff like that. We can't see spiritual things. Well, we can see it. Some people can see spiritual things, but not everybody. Okay, those are psychics, clairvoyants, but we can feel it. Just like God is around and close and near, and you feel that extra sense of love towards you, you feel that love of God. And that love of God, we all know, is unconditional love. Unconditional love is, well, very few of us make it to unconditional love. This is a love that is beyond measure. And it's just an outstanding love that radiates out throughout the universe. Love is like a spiritual thing, so it takes practice. Actually, a lot of people don't believe that, but first you got to figure out what is your ideal of love, and then you practice giving that to yourself. My idea of love before I knew how to love myself was making sure everybody was taken care of but myself. And that didn't work very well because, I would eventually get to a place where I would be overstimulated, overextended, overexposed, overdone. And what happens when you're overdone? You get burnt. Blah. And so God's Spirit told me that love comes with boundaries. And the first boundary in love is to make sure you have within yourself what you need and you're happy. And then you can let the overpour flow out around to those, that you love the closest, your family, your children, your friends, your parents. And then after that, if there's even more love, then it can extend outward into the community, right? Some people have great love. They send so much love out. They not only love themselves, they love their families, they love the community, they love the church, they love, 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 love. And praise God for those people. Praise God for those people, right? Because we need people who have lots of love and give the example of what they think love should be. Fix my eyebrows. Anyway, and I can't even see them because I can't see. Anyway, so love is a concept, and it is structured upon your feelings of what is good and what is not. So if it feels good, of course it's of love. If it doesn't feel good, then it's taking something away from love. So love is all about being aware of our feelings, being aware of our reactions. How do we react to people? Is it in love? Are they reacting to us with love? What is love? Well, we know love is honor and respect, right? Dignity, truth. Many different kinds of love: parental love, child love, lover's love, husband and wife love. And yeah, husband and wife is different than lovers. Husband and wife are more like a partnership, and based on making a foundation towards, raising children and things like that, building a family, a legacy that moves forward. And then we know that a lover's love is different. It's about romance and, lovers, want to have sex and touch each other and go on vacations and explore exotic areas. And then, that's a whole nother love than a marriage and a husband and wife love. So, a lot of us need to decide, well, what kind of love do I want? Do I want to get married, settle down, and build a legacy with a family? Or do I just want a lover? Do I want somebody to just pay attention to me and have fun with and joke around and be light and airy and stuff like that? Because that's the difference between a foundation and just playing around, right? So we got to decide what we want before we go after it. I was always the foundation girl, marriage, family. I didn't get into really wanting to explore the sexual world all that much. Not that I'm not a sexual person, but I was very shy. And so therefore I did not want to really be around a lot of strangers. Not that I don't like strangers. I love strangers. I'm just not capable of sharing my intimate self with strangers. So I was more, wanted a one-on-one thing and, kids and family and, the happy ever after princess fairy tale. But I often, a couple times, got with people that were lovers, and I just didn't realize the difference between a lover and a man who was ready for marriage and a foundation. So that's kind of like what this is all about, all the different kinds of loves, what we want to expect from love, and what we want to watch for in love. So I'm going to go to the chakra deck. And, I wish everybody the best of luck in love because there's not a whole lot of difference. There's only just one fine edge between love and war. And the more we learn how to work on our relationships, realize what we want out of our relationships, and adhere to goodwill in the relationship. In other words, being able to come in and go out when you're ready as far as being a lover. And as far as being in a solid relationship of a marriage and a foundation and a commitment, both people are obligated to let the other one know they are wanting to be out of that commitment before they take on another lover. It's only right. You shouldn't take on another lover if you're in a married commitment. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of bullshit going on in the world today. And to commit adultery is I want to say a sin, but there's no such thing as a sin. But you're hurting everybody in the family. I just want you to know that. Why? For one thing, you're lying and you're sneaking and you're cheating. And that right there is a disruption in this side of the family. Anybody who is cheating on a spouse who thinks they're being faithful has broken the commitment to the marriage, the sacredness of the contract. And that's just the way it is. And if you go into someone and you make a contract with them and you're getting ready to break it, you really should spiritually and physically let them know that you are breaking that contract before you take on another lover or partner or anything like that. And you see, not only are you standing up in honor and dignity, but you're teaching other people how to honor and dignify others as well. It's not easy going up to somebody and say, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. I want a divorce or whatever, however you're going to end that partnership is up to you. But by ending it before you choose another lover, it's going to give you a lot of self-esteem and make you feel like you're an honorable person. And let me tell you something, self-esteem, honor will take you a long way in life. And not only that, it will teach you and those around you about honor. You know, we want a new world. We want a new place. We want to live in peace. We want to live in integrity. Well, if we live like that, if we want to live like that, we got to give that. So integrity is a big thing. Integrity is everything. Because when we die, you're not taking nothing with you but the honor that you had while you was on this planet. The life that flashes before your eyes, the last thing you see in your last breath is where you go before God with your life for a review. It doesn't matter whether you believe in God or not. God believes in you. And all I'm here for is to give you a little bit of an upgrade in your life to where, you know, you'll feel better about yourself. I ain't into all that other shit, and I'm not going to be. I'm here for the truth. I'm here to practice what I preach, and I do, and to give you guys the view of what it looks like when you do practice what you preach, when you do walk the walk and talk the talk, when you talk the talk and you walk the walk. People don't fuck with you anymore. I'm unfuckable, and I love it. It took me a long time to get here. I'm 62 years old. I was told today I thought I was 63, but age don't mean nothing to me. I don't even remember my birthday. I don't care about any of that stuff. I am an immortal being. I never die. I only step out of one spacesuit into another, continuously, forever living on and on and on. And when I'm on this planet, I love to see growth, change. And it's happening slowly but surely. And I sit back and I praise God. I love it. I'm not afraid of it. There's nothing to fear. Yeah, Superwoman is here. No, I'm serious. I have come to this planet. I fought the demons. I fought the devil. I fight narcissists. I'm not afraid of anything. And God suited me that way. The creator of creations. I'm a chip off the old rock, and I know it. And I'm not afraid to admit I've seen God. I saw the Father of righteousness. I saw the Mother Earth in her skins. She didn't have long, flashy fingernails, and she didn't wear anything that you would consider stylish other than I loved it. She was dressed like a cave woman in skins and barefooted, running through a field of wheat with her hair flying in the air like electric. It was terrifying. Yeah, she pulled me down through a hole into the underworld, to the ethers. She was magnificent. I love her. So not only do I get the feeling that there is a spiritual Mother Earth, being some clairsentient, I saw the Mother Earth. It was amazing. I'm going to pull a card. Yes, Knight of Wands, extrovert, enthusiastic, creative, dynamic, individualistic, inspiration, career-driven, highly motivated, swift action, thrives on challenge, and very competitive. That would be the Mother Earth. But she's awesome, isn't she? And yeah, she has an inner fire. Everybody's like, oh my God, that's fire. Earth and fire. Yes, it is fire. It's also air, but it all rests on the Mother Earth, don't it? Gaia, Mother Nature. where she pulls the elements into herself and becomes a physical being or creature of all things, like the Mother Earth. All the elements are with her and in her and on her and around her and through her. And in the very center, she has a fire that burns at the core. Mother Earth has everything she needs to be a physical being and a spiritual being. The plants are spiritual, magical. The trees are spiritual and magical. The water, the rivers, the oceans, spiritual and magical. It's really a beautiful thing if you think about it, because you couldn't live like this on Mars, can't live like this on the sun, can't live like this on the moon. You can't live like this on any planet that we know of for multi-billions of miles out in space. We still haven't found another Earth. Oh my God, we found one that looks like it could be an Earth. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Because from what I understand, Mother Earth tells me she is a galactic being and that she is a universal being and that she chose this planet to bring the mind of the universe to connect this planet to every power that's in existence and bring life to it. Refute me. The galaxy works like a timepiece. It's a Rolex. Every 25,000 years, the cycles go. It keeps its own time. Come on. I mean, of course, people have eyes to see, and others, flat out refuse to believe. But that's on you. You're missing the magic. You're missing the magic. It's only common sense. Look at you. You're an animated piece of clay. It only makes sense, right? We're alive. Okay, so you just died when I've been telling you all this. Now you need to rest. You need to rest. The Four Swords reminds me also of the four elements: earth, water, air, and fire. Or we could go fire, earth, air, or fire, earth, water, and air. This card says to rest on what you've learned and contemplate on the things that you've heard. After an illness or battle, repose, withdraw, focus on negative emotions that I've given you, relax, need recuperation and a recovery period. So to think about the things that I've just told you that are just bigger, big, 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 big. Wouldn't it be something to imagine that the mind of the universe formed into this planet to create life? Wow, that's thinking way past just the simple concept of a God, right? Right. Well, that's what I do. I was never able to just relax with the concept of God. I wanted to know about God. I wanted to know how God came to be. I wanted to know what God intended when God built this planet. Yeah, I went through it. I went through it with God because I always believed in God, but I never believed that God would show themselves to me. And they did. Three of Swords. Three of Swords. Maybe we're talking that when I saw what I saw, and at first my heart was broken, My first vision was of Jesus Christ, and I loved him. And I had no idea that I was a clairsentient, and I had no idea that God loved me. And I was at a place in my life where I was like one step away, probably from going to prison. I don't want to say I could have maybe been killed somebody, but I was pretty hateful, and I was, I refused to believe that I was loved by anybody, and I felt like life had handed me a shitty bowl of cereal, a bowl of shit, and I was very angry. And I had kids, and I didn't want to lose them, and I kind of kept feeling this thing, I was going to lose them, So I knew in my heart that nobody had ever been able to control me or tell me what to do. I was a one-woman riot, and if anybody in the world could do anything with me or help me at all, my last hope was that there was God. And so I picked up the Bible and began reading it, and it began talking to me, and then I read about Jesus, and I was like, I got real curious. I was like, why would somebody do that? Why would somebody want to die? Why would somebody die for me, And it made me very upset, to tell you the truth. I was like, and so I began reading, and God touched my heart. And I believed because the words were talking to me. I actually said to my husband, this book is talking to me. I was like, here, read this. Is it talking to you? And of course, everybody thought I was crazy, and that's okay. I didn't know that then. I know it now, because when I look back, I would have thought somebody was crazy. But it was talking to me. And I did have the vision, and my vision was of the crucifixion of Jesus. I saw the stab. I saw him nailed up on the cross. I saw and felt the blood explode out of his body and it was pink blood, pink and white. And it blew my mind. I screamed, no, 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 no. Because in my mind, I was not worth dying for. It felt like he told me, he said, I do this for you. I'm like, no, no, no. He was a good man. I don't want him to die for me. I wasn't happy. I got pissed off. It hurt. The blood was all over me. And he said, I do this for you. When I come back, out of the vision, wasn't the same. I felt guilty. I felt guilty of what? Of being a human, maybe? That somebody that was really, really good and kind and gentle and loving and offering and trying to teach everybody had to go to the cross for me, and I was angry, very angry, and it changed my life. I had to try to learn to balance things. I knew that there was a heaven and a hell. I knew that there was things that were going on behind the scenes that we can't see. Love being one of them. Love being one of them. God loves us. He created us. He wants to see us do better. And so, what can I say? I came back and I was definitely brokenhearted. And I made a vow that I was going to do better. And the minute I made that vow, all hell broke loose. I lost my children. I had to pay off karma. I had to pay my debt to God for imbalances that I had caused in the universe, and I understood that. And I was willing to do it. And from that day forward, spirituality has been the only thing that I've thought about. What's over in the spirit world? How can we learn to utilize that energy and make our lives better? How can, how does all this work? Jesus was the first real, true spiritual vision that I had. Unknown to me, I had had many spiritual visions over my life that I thought were just everyday occurrences, but come to find out they really weren't. That I worked in a different way, that I was built different, that I can see the spirits. And, they're like people sitting next to me, or that I'm standing up talking to. So, it's a different world for me. So having to balance the knowledge that I had of what I saw. And why am I telling you this? Because I love you. Because I want you to know there is another side. There is help over there. You have faith and you believe and you practice patience, and everything that you ever dreamed or loved will come to you once you and God have had your discussion and work on your changes and work on your life and work on the love that you have in your heart by swelling and growing, because it is all about love. Yeah, it's all spirituality. Everything is what you love. You love yourself. You love creation. That's it. Everything is creation. It might take time. Yes, Knight of Pentacles. But everything that is great and good takes time. It doesn't materialize immediately. Bringing Adam and Eve out of the garden, teaching them love and not to be animals. We're talking about marriage and commitment. That's where you're not out practicing your animalistic nature of mating. Animals don't care who they mate with. They just mate with anybody. But God wanted to lift us up above the animals. He wanted us to be caretakers and guardians over the animals, over this earth. That's why Adam and Eve were clipped out of the rest of civilization and taken to the side, that he could work with them and teach them the sacredness of God love. God love. I'm sorry, I got a little emotional there. I hope I didn't offend anyone. If I did, fuck you anyway. I don't care. What I said was true. I've been to heaven and hell, and that wasn't the first time Jesus and I met. I just want you to know, because not only did Jesus come and talk to me on this earth, Jesus and I also descended to hell. And not only did Jesus and I, after we descended to hell, but Jesus, or the Father of heaven, the Father of righteousness, and I'm not talking about a religion, I'm talking about a truth, a concept of a Father of righteousness, whom I knew was Jesus, that called me up into the clouds. And so I knew that he had been transformed into the Father. It was all real difficult to deal with because, well, not difficult, but believe me, I looked like a nut. Yeah. And anyway, being patient and moving towards your ideal of your concept of what love is. You know, sometimes you have to put up boundaries. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, or be aware and awake enough to say, am I being treated right? Or they being kind to me? Am I being loved? Am I being told the truth? These are things that need to be looked over, especially if you have feelings that you're not being told the truth. Because let me tell you something, getting it over with quicker is better than waiting for it to be longer, right? Right. Celebration. Work on your relationships and decide what kind of relationship you want. Do you want a truthful relationship? Then be truthful. You want a solid marriage commitment? Then be solid and marriage material. Be committed. You want to play around? Make sure you don't play with other people's hearts who aren't looking to play around but really want to be steady. Watch how you play the game. Wow, I just lost all these cards. I saw four of Pentacles. Hold your resources. Don't give yourself to people who don't plan on making solid commitments with you. And this is on top. Justice. Don't play with players. You know how players are. And if that's not the kind of love you want, look at there, then just shine your light. Just shine and move on. Yeah, don't play with players if that's not what you want. If you want a player, that's okay. If you're a player, play away. But if you're a player, don't play with hearts. Don't play with people's hearts because it's not nice to fool Mother Nature. And most of us who gets our hearts played, a lot of us are the feminines, the divine feminines. And Mother Nature says, you best stop playing, boys. Play with those that want to play back. And leave the good girls alone. At least you get stung. You might find a tower. Ta-da. Okay, so this message is just a message on love. Love yourself as you would love God. But remember to determine the kind of love you're wanting and giving so that you don't hurt people or so that you don't get hurt, because that's the biggest thing, is getting hurt, right? Because once you get hurt, your heart, it is hard to heal that. It can take years for Divine Feminine to heal her heart because we love so fully. It's, when you're loyal and committed and you don't suspect anything, and then all of a sudden, after a certain amount of time that you put in and invest in a relationship and you find out they were just playing, you've had time to invest and you're going to get hurt. So don't invest until you know what kind of relationship you want in. And not only that, make sure that they are of the same mind. Talk, open communication. Hey, I want to get married someday. How about you? And then, they can go from there. Just be careful, ladies, gentlemen. There's a lot of fuckery going on out there, and it's not for everybody. Right? Right. Not all of us want to deal with all that. Okay. With that being said, I love you guys. I'm here for any questions, comments. Please like, subscribe. And if you disagree with me, by all means, leave a comment. I'm not afraid. Meanwhile, have a blessed day. God bless. Bye-bye.